So I looked at this post. It's on the sports page, and it's basically talking about the debate between which one is harder to win. You got the NBA Finals and you got the Super Bowl. Kendrick Perkins believed that it's harder to win an NBA champion than it is to win a Super Bowl. While on the other hand, Calais Campbell, defensive end for the Baltimore Ravens, believe it's harder to win a Super Bowl. Now, this debate is pretty difficult, but I can see it from both sides. I can see it on one side, even though in the NBA it's a best out of 7 series. I can see on one side of it being harder because you have a lot more competition than you do in the NFL. NFL is pretty much top heavy. The top 2 or 3 teams that good, they normally make. In basketball, it's top heavy. It's not really top heavy when it comes to like the amount of teams. It's way more teams that can actually win it. I say it's a lot less. So I don't see any point that he made, to be honest with you. I really think it's harder to Super Bowl than it is to win an NBA champion. And here's why. In the NBA, you have a best out of 7 series. Well, that's disregarding the play-in that they just started this year. You got a best out of 7. So just in case if you don't win the first game or first 2 games, you still got more games to play in order for you to win. Really, the best out of 7, the best team, the better team usually wins that series. Unless you get injuries that happen during the series, in which things will make it change and be different. But mainly, the better team pretty much wins the series. Now, in football, it's a whole different story because it's only one game. It's only one game, win or lose. You lose, you're out. You win, you move on. Now, better teams could win in the NFL during the playoffs, but it has been some occasions in which it seemed like the better team did not win. For a prime example, let's look at the Patriots. The Patriots went unbeaten, had Randy Moss, Tom Brady, pretty much the GOAT, and they went to the Super Bowl. They faced the New York Giants team in which they barely was over 500. They got on a hot streak. They won the wild card, won the division, championship game, the divisional game, and won the NFC Championship. Went on to the World Series to play the Patriots. Not a best out of 7. Nah, you got the helmet catch. That was pretty lucky. And guess what? Giants won the Super Bowl. You really don't get occasions like that in the NBA. Unless you want to look at the 2011 Miami Heat, in which the Heat lost to the Dallas Mavericks, in which pretty much everybody believes that the Miami Heat had a better team. Now, overall, the roster, it was probably more balanced in Dallas way, but when it comes to actually having the top 3 players in the league, you had Chris Bosh, LeBron James, D-Wade. That team should have won. Now, any series, any championship after that, after 2011, the better team pretty much won. Let's see, Miami beat the Young Thunder. Then Miami beat the Spurs. Spurs came back and beat the Heat because Spurs feel like they was the better team. You also had the Warriors win. LeBron had injured players. That went 6 games, and LeBron actually got his players back and went 7, even though he did have to come back from a 3-1 deficit in order for that to happen. Then you had KD join the Warriors, best team. They won back-to-back. They did not win the 3rd time because KD was hurt, Klay Thompson was hurt, and that Raptors team was just a better squad. Last year, even with a bubble, pretty much everybody believed that the Lakers should have won it all. I mean, they got AD and LeBron, 2 of the top 5 players in the league. You can't say that when it comes to the NFL. Pat Mahomes pretty much the best quarterback in the league right now. He went to the Super Bowl, didn't win it all. Tom Brady had the better roster, and pretty much he's very experienced. So I can see why Calais Campbell is right. It is harder to win in the NFL than it is in the NBA. It is definitely harder to win a Super Bowl than it is to win an NBA fight. Now, if you don't agree with me, or if you do agree with me, post in the comment section. I will be doing this on a daily basis. As soon as I get some information or any post that I like, any picture that I like, I would just start doing this from now. Remember, like, share, subscribe to the channel.